Gary, what are we playing this week?
Well, watch your step.
Oh, ooh, that was a close one.
Yeah. Well, I've got a little pest problem.
Ooh,
in my house.
Tried borax. I assume borax works.
I got a cat.
Oh.
Like I have to be humane. So, I've placed all these traps around the house, and they say that they capture whatever the pest is alive, and you can then go just let it go, or you can make it a pet, or you can pry its eyelids open and show it videos of other animals invading your house and the dark fates that befell them. Whatever you want to do.
Use it as live bait for other mice who come to help him.
Yeah. You can do anything. So I've just at night I hear this scurrying around. I feel dark fingers crawling across my face. I had something licking one of my teeth the other night. It's just real weird. Like something's going on. And so I set all these traps, and you come over just in time for me to start opening them up and see what's in there. So, okay. All right, and this one, we've got a little Mickey Mouse character, and he's wearing a little shirt that says Castle of Illusion.
Oh, I like that
cool.
game. That's a good game.
Oh, shit. Oh, he bit me and got away.
Oh, damn it.
Okay, hold on a second.
We'll get you one day.
Yeah, okay, let me open up this next one, and then that's it's a little Mickey Mouse. He's Epic Mickey.
I'm less down with that than the previous one, but I understand it's an okay game.
Yeah, it's like the only Inspector game I haven't played. Yeah, but God, fuck.
Why does this keep happening?
They're animals. They're literally animals.
Quite literally.
Okay, let me. Okay, there's just one left, and this has to be the ringleader. Let me. Oh shit! This one's shaking. It's big. Oh, there are two mice in this.
Oh no.
They're engaging in Mickey Mousecapades with each other.
Ugh,
that's how we can get more mice.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They're starting a Mousecapade society.
What are baby mice called? Pinkies.
Measlets?
They're creating pinkies.
Pinkies?
When you buy frozen baby mice to feed to your pet snake, because you're a creep who owns a pet snake, you go into the pet store and you order like a 6-pack of pinkies to keep in your freezer to feed your pet snake.
Gross.
Super disgusting.
Yeah. If you're the bad kid who lives down the street, if you're Judd Nelson from Breakfast Club, who wears just like a little bit too much camo, that's
you got a pet snake. There are certain pets that like are just kind of like that's like you snake. Yeah, pet snake. I think it's a little weird. Mm-hmm. I've never met a ferret person I've liked a lot. Like I think ferrets are cute, but everyone who I've met who owns a ferret, like I haven't liked that much.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be very much just be a coincidence.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm just going to say, this is the weirdest thing to base an opinion on somebody else.
Like what kind of pet they have.
Yeah.
Like people say cat or dog people. I'm fine with both of those. Birds, fish. That's great. Everything else.
Not like
but the alternative, like everyone I've met who has a turtle is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like turtles are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Everybody I've met who has a turtle is constantly pooping, because of the salmonella and all.
Well, and who are you?
My name's Cole Ross.
I'm Gary Butterfield. This is Abject Suffering,
where we play bad games that you suggest.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to us?
Yeah, it's Mickey Mousecapade.
Mickey Mousecapade, recommended by Brian Castellano. For some reason, I remember actually enjoying this game as a kid, despite never beating it. Maybe I didn't have a lot of other choices at the time, but yeah, it's pretty horrible, is what Brian says.
I also remember playing it as a kid and never beating it. Because this has a weird, good pedigree. Like at first blush, it's like, oh, it's a Capcom Disney game. Yes.
No, it's not Capcom.
It's Hudson. They just published it. But Hudson makes good games. Like, yeah, Hudson's not so bad. But this is primitive, and in a weird way. Like this is too old to be really good.
Yeah, this is very much like an Amiga platformer almost. I think.
Yeah.
Is the way that this feels, which is separate and distinct from Euro.
Yes.
I feel like we give Euro games, if not like a hard time, at least a lot of undue attention.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just an evolution of like my grudge against Rare.
Yeah.
I think, just kind of coming out. Like when I realized, like, oh, all these games that like have this kind of interesting sound chip, but are isometric nightmares.
Yeah.
They all have something in common.
Their place of origin.
Yeah. They're all made are in oftentimes the same company. Yeah, Mickey Mousecapade. I can't even remember. Like, I don't think I own this game. I think I like must have had a friend who owned it or something.
Yeah.
Because I played this a lot, but
it seems like one that would have made its way into a lot of libraries just because it was Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I don't like Mickey Mouse.
Neither do I.
I think he's really boring.
I think it is one of the great American tragedies that Mickey Mouse has more like selling power as a brand than Bugs Bunny.
Yeah. I mean, neither of which have done anything really great in the last like 30 years.
Gary, I have a lot of T-shirts that show Bugs Bunny in a gangster pose.
Yeah, it's just Tweety Bird slam dunking on a Black Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have
my
a
clothes from
cowsel.
carnivals.
Yep. Yeah, the Coke mirror.
Yeah, and all of my clothes has little dart holes from where I hit them with a dart to win them.
Yeah.
What, you got moths? No. Why do you ask?
Nope, that's when the carnival comes into town. Mom calls that school shopping.
Yeah. Mickey. I think Mickey Mouse is really boring.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't really liked anything with Mickey Mouse in it.
I mean, Castle Evolution is the one I'll go back to.
That's a fun, but definitely a kid game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is pretty boring. It's like it's serviceable. Like the platforming stuff is fun. The animation's nice,
mm-hmm.
but it doesn't like. There's not very much challenge to it. It's no DuckTales or any of the Nintendo Capcom games, which are actually like mechanically really interesting. Like that
mm-hmm.
one is. And there's another SNES one that I played. That like a lot of Mickey Mouse game. It was just like a kid game. Like it just like felt like, oh, this is like very much like a game for babies.
Yeah.
Because Mickey Mouse is a character for babies.
Yeah. I mean, what is the one who quote me a single line of Mickey Mouse dialogue that is not ho ho?
Yeah, that's in some way funny or clever or insightful. Like he's not even boring the way that like Winnie the Pooh is, where he's like gently nostalgic and has a good heart.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. Oh. He sounds like a mad bomber. Like he sounds like he's just and just gonna start like blowing things up. Like, but there's no content in Mickey Mouse. Like,
I'm gonna burn your house down and piss on the ashes.
Like there's zero content.
No, he's
Mickey Mouse.
You know what he is? He's tofu. He takes on whatever's around him.
Exactly. Like you throw him in Fantasia. Fantasia would have been awesome with anybody, dog.
Yeah.
Like it's just classical music is good.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse shouldn't get credit for that.
Like classical music and psychedelic imagery always going to work.
Yeah, you could put like almost any cartoon character. Like you could have the Brothers Grunt Up in that shit, and it'd still probably be pretty good.
Yeah, you could have the CGI cows from Nickelodeon's Barnyard.
Yeah, it'd be pretty good.
Robin Williams is from Robots.
Yeah, you could have Garfield from A Tale of Two Kitties.
Yeah, and you could have Bubsy from.
Yeah, it would still probably be pretty good.
Bubsy's Fantasia.
Bubsy's Fantasia would be pretty good. As long as he couldn't talk, it would be the same though.
Yeah,
it would be exactly as good as regular Fantasia.
I'm gonna try and work in a bunch of like visual puns.
Right. Yeah, he'd be struggling against his inability to talk.
Rhapsody and Mew.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just made a Bubsy joke.
That's a good Bubsy joke. That's a good Bubsy subtitle.
But yeah, like Mickey Mouse, like he isn't even like that is even the best the best of those segments.
Yeah, it's not like all Disney is bad. Like I've gone on the record before about like I don't like Goofy either. I think Goofy's an idiot.
The Goofy movie though, that is a serviceable Pauly Shore vehicle.
I'm sure. I'll take your word for it, young boy. Given that I was doing cool drugs at the time that came out instead of watching baby movies, but like I can get behind Donald Duck. Like the best thing that Disney does is like the Duck family, because Scrooge McDuck is cool.
Yeah, he goes on all those racist adventures.
Yeah, like Donald Duck is legitimately pretty funny. Like this guy that is so like encapsulated by his rage but can't communicate. Yeah, like he has a character trait.
He does, yeah. Like there's a tragedy to that. But I would even say like if given a choice between, okay, as a man who knows his ducks, if given a choice between Daffy and not Sylvester, that's a different one. Donald and Daffy, I would take Daffy.
Yeah. Well, that's just because, I mean, I'm judging it against the rest of Disney.
Oh, okay.
Like leaving Warner Brothers out, because like Warner Brothers stuff is better.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of universally. Like I would take Plucky, even, and I'm not happy about it.
I mean, you're not.
But I would
like you're picking him last.
Yeah, like I would still take Plucky, but like the Donald Duck is pretty cool, and the DuckTales are great. Like that actually stands up pretty well. But like old Disney, like House Disney, and not even like, like there's stuff to be said for like Beauty and the Beast and the Aristocats and stuff. But like just House Disney, like that's no good. It's no bueno. I don't care for it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I can appreciate Snow White because of the rotoscoping and,
well, they
like,
can be beautiful. Yeah, like they can be really nice looking. Like, and I think a lot of people who are real into Disney are just into the animation.
Yeah,
which is good. I won't deny that.
As somebody who works with a lot of animators, that is very much the case.
Yeah, and I won't deny that. Like, it's well animated, but I need something better than something like. Otherwise, I would just spend all day like, I don't play any video games except for Prince of Persia. Like I need something more than animation in order to enjoy any work. Like the writing is boring. It's for babies.
Gary, do you want to know what I had a VHS copy of as a young child?
What's that?
Song of the South.
Oh yeah.
So imagine a tow-headed little boy walking around the trailer park with his mullet singing Zippity Doo-Dah.
Do they just issue that in that part of the country you come from? Like, did that just come with your apartment? Or?
Yeah, it's like copies of Frampton Comes Alive.
Yeah. Like you just have to just get the party line right off the bat.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was a full complement of Song of the South. It might have been like a like a compilation that just had like all of the most egregious stuff taken out.
Yeah.
But then like
I thought you were gonna say it just had the most egregious stuff. Like they just did like a cut, like the Triumph of the Will style, like Song of the South cut.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that intercut with "Do the Right Thing." It's really weird. No, but like Zippity Doo-Dah, that's sung by Uncle Remus, so it's there.
Yeah, Briar Grandpa. Briar Grandpa.
But like I don't ever remember seeing the Tar Baby thing until I watched it on YouTube. The skit. I'm referring to the skit from the movie. I'm not genuinely
referring
using the word.
Referring to the whole movie as such.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it is a specific sketch.
Yes,
for people who don't know Song of the South.
Yeah, Cole isn't just saying something horrible.
Yeah. No, we trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got my eye on you.
Like, I'd say like Disney has like that's the exception rather than the rule. Like there's lots of problems with Disney and like as far as representation and stuff, like that's all obvious, but it's not like most of it is just racist garbage. My problem with it is most of it is boring.
Yeah, blandness. Like Mickey's emblematic of that. He's more of an icon than he is a character.
Yeah.
And like you can't base anything on that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's noble but good. He's honest but forthright.
Well, actually, if you look at Kingdom Hearts 2, Mickey takes on the responsibility of being a monarch, and you can see there are some compromises that have to be made in order to best serve his people.
The good of the many, haha.
Off was his head.
I had like a buddy, a guy who I met, who I'm good buddies with, like a friend I've made in the last year who I like a lot, is real into Kingdom Hearts games, and I'm trying not to like. I mean, you like whatever video games you want. It doesn't actually matter. I don't think it actually speaks of you, but it is
like pet choice.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. Yeah. Luckily, he's not a lizard man. But he it is really hard for me to think like those are the things. Like my experience with those games is really bad, and he doesn't even like the licenses. It's really weird. Like he's like, I don't care about Disney or Final Fantasy. I just think they're good games. And it's like I came at this like when the main time to love anything with Final Fantasy on it, and I think they're bad games. Like. And it's not that revelatory. You think they're good game, but I think they're bad game.
We disagree. What do? Start podcasts.
Yeah, Cole, what happened?
What do?
What do, Cole?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of weird.
I would much rather have somebody have different taste in what makes a good game. Like, oh, maybe they find certain parts of the action combat, to be engaging. Like that's fine. That is a much more understandable thing than somebody who is desperately in it for the lore.
Oh, sure.
I mean,
Especially
like,
since like it is legendarily like everything I've read about the lore is Square at its worst.
yeah.
You know, it sounds like the absolute worst thing that they've, you know, they put their pen to, and they put their pen to a lot of stuff that's not good.
Yeah. I mean, it's just Nomura the game, right? Like,
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Oh, oh boy.
oh boy. So Mickey Mousecapades, it is a really basic platformer. I like the 2-player kind of angle to this, where Mickey is kind of following along, or Minnie rather.
Yeah. Following along, and she can shoot once you get a second set of stars.
Yeah.
I like that too. But it is really elementary. Like the bosses are all just like, here, let's send a series of progressive bouncing projectiles at you. And that's it. Like I got to the end of the boss of the second world, like the ocean world.
Oh man.
And then I couldn't beat that boss. There's some kind of alligator thing.
I couldn't get
like the alligator from Peter Pan, I guess.
Yeah, all the bosses are references, which makes sense.
Well, but they feel like they're reskinned. Like I watched a speed run of it, and the end boss is Maleficent, and Maleficent is as wide as she is tall, and her face is definitely on her chest. Like if you imagine her torso as just a square, the face is like halfway up the 12 o'clock arm. It's really weird. Like it is a really weirdly proportioned for a character that is like kind of defined on being, you know, lanky and, you know, kind of weirdly like, you know, wiry and elegant. Like it is just like it looks just like a lump of Maleficent that you fight at the end.
Yeah, that she was halfway through the teleportation when the pod shut down.
Yeah, exactly, and just a dollop came through.
Kill me.
Yeah, just like Snow White.
This Mickey game got really dark.
I ate an apple. Oh well, it happened again. We're gonna need another Maleficent.
Go down to Witch Academy. Oh, it's all these teenagers who like Wicked. Fuck.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like teenagers love Wicked.
Those teenagers, they sure
Broadway
love
show.
Wicked. Yep. I mean, that's my experience with teenagers and Wicked, both.
Yeah.
I've never met a teenager who doesn't love Wicked, and never met somebody who likes Wicked who was not a teenager.
I've never met a teenager who doesn't like Wicked, and I've never met a teen.
Yep.
Two things.
Yep. It's funny when you're a recluse, you can form a bunch of very just like baseless stereotypes of people.
Yeah, just based on saying who you met and who you haven't met. Yeah, I've never met a mailman who wasn't tall. It's like, well, was your mailman tall? Yeah. So
shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am mostly basing that opinion on my little sister. So,
okay.
Oh man, oh man. But yeah, there are a bunch of people who like a bunch of bosses who are reskinned, right?
Yeah.
And this like this is one where depending on the region you're in, there are different enemies and stuff.
Yeah, but they're just replaced with different Disney things. Like they're replaced for no reason.
Right. That's not like a licensing problem.
Yeah, like in the United States, you fight Witch Hazel, but in Japan, you fight the Cheshire Cat. Who cares?
It's fine. They function
they're all the same. Yeah. Also, there's not the best Disney villainess, but for my money, who is Madame Mim from The Sorcerer's Stone.
That's pretty good.
The Madame Mim is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite Disney villain. Because she has a really good song, and she's just like an ugly, angry, crazy woman who lives in the woods who turns into a dragon. Like there's no world-spanning domination or anything. She's just like I'm out of my mind, and just turns into monsters.
Yeah, I don't know. Like off the top of my head, I want to say Cruella de Vil, but that seems a little funny.
That's because she made you horny when you were young.
No. Honestly, it's because I like the Mr. Burns version of her song a lot.
Oh yeah,
and that is a pretty pure expression of villainy, right? Somebody who is like so rich and immoral that they will ruin 100 lives or 101. Yeah.
I like the association of wealth with evil.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even being sarcastic. I'm very comfortable with that. Like if I'm being self-reflective, like that does resonate with me in a way that, is maybe not fair. It's true.
It's like, yes, I hate all people who are luckier than me.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, so you actually beat the second stage. I couldn't get like any.
I beat the first stage. I got to the end of the ocean.
I couldn't even get past like the first couple of platforms in the ocean because those waves were so aggressive. Like the top of your jump arc just barely got you over the top of their crest.
It's a huge difficulty spike.
Yeah. because the first game makes it feel like a Crazy Castles game. The first level makes it feel like a Crazy Castles game with ladders and such.
It opens up, and it becomes more of a traditional platformer, but it doesn't really know how to do like a platformer. It feels like, it is pretty rough. This is a rough one. It's not like it's not X-Men rough. It's not Ghostbusters 2 rough, but it's not good.
It functions, but like Mickey himself, it's bland.
Yeah, the graphics are also very bad. Like the Mickey looks really bad. I think. Like he looks really scary. Like he looks like he's wearing. It looks like a kid wearing a Mickey Mouse mask in the graphics. Like with his murderer girlfriend, and they're off to do like a, Natural Born Killers-esque rampage across this house.
Which one of them is Woody Harrelson?
Mickey.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so like that's saying something though, right? Because the Mickey is kind of designed to look good no matter what. To always be recognizably Mickey, which I guess he passes the test.
Yeah, it definitely looks like somebody who's using a Mickey asset, some kind. But like it doesn't. It's just poorly rendered. Like there's not enough detail in his sprite. And you've got contrast that with it came out way before, so it's fine. But like you contrast it with DuckTales and how much detail there is in that sprite and personality, and this just has no sense of personality to it.
I'm looking at the box art for this. It is composed exactly like the DuckTales art. Like do it 2-up. Take a look at how similar those are.
Yeah, I've looked at them. I looked at them before. There's a Hardcore Gaming 101 article on the Capcom NES games, and they talk about this.
They talk about that exact point that I made, or this game.
No, they just show the covers, but they talk about the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know that I have anything more to say about it. Like,
no, I can't, even if like anything about Mickey Mouse. I've tried to talk to my friend Noah, who did our Watch Out Fireballs poster, is a big animator, and he loves Disney and he loves Mickey Mouse. And I've tried to talk to him about like what the appeal of the character is, and I can't really quite I believe in his genuine appreciation, but I can't quite parse it out.
I mean, it's like Superman, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. Like it's like a nostalgic thing. Like I don't feel like he's fooling himself. Like I don't want to sound, condescending. Like, it's a genuine thing that I just don't get.
Yeah,
which is fine. But I haven't been able. Like, there's been too much of a communication breakdown for him to explain it in terms I would understand.
Yeah. There's a topic on the GameFAQs message board that is, so I achieved the maximum score of 9,999,990 points and won without dying. Did both in the same game, finishing with maximum, and then that number, and 7 extra lives. Simply took a bit of time to defeat Pegleg in level 5 over and over to achieve the maximum score.
Well, good job, M14 Real.
Yep.
The guy above that has Taco Man plays Mickey Mousecapade with prostitute Mickey.
Did you watch that video?
No.
It is egregious.
What
you're irritating YouTube guy.
YouTube, yeah.
What the fuck is this shit?
Oh, jeez.
Mickey's got a whore falling behind him. I don't know why I turned into Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys there, but
that's rough.
Yeah, I mean, why is like prostitute Mickey is in his cosmology is Minnie. So
for some reason, I didn't think that this was going to be a YouTube. I just thought it was going to be like when I didn't click on it before we recorded, so I wasn't trying to pimp this guy's YouTube channel or anything like that. This guy sounds like a real shithead.
Yeah. Why is this enemy bouncing up and down like that?
That is the word. Like, it is again, like, angry video game nerd walk out in the middle of the stage and set himself on fire for all the horror that he has wrought. Like, bad angry video game nerd. Like, he's not responsible for it, but bad angry video game nerd, knock off YouTube stuff, is the worst.
Yeah. So the craziest fact about this game, and looking at the message board reminded me of this. Apparently, inside every cartridge is a little Mickey Mouse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, inside in the circuit board.
Yeah.
A little drawing of Mickey Mouse. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Which is neat.
Yeah, that's adorable. Yeah. If only they could have devoted some of that energy to the gameplay.
I know, am I right?
And graphics.
I know they spent so much time. The DLC was on the disc itself.
Yeah, they spent so much time. They, who I have somehow defined, spent so much time, which I have somehow also defined.
Gary, we know who they are.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep gamers down. They're anti-gamer. Ugh. Well, now I'm mad. We should still stop talking about this before I start screeding out.
Screeding out of control.
Yeah. Put 60 seconds on the clock, all right? There's no such thing as an anti-gamer. Stop saying that, you fucking idiots.
This has
Everyone who you're talking about likes games.
Yep. This has been the driest crop for GameFAQs shenanigans I think we've ever had.
It's because it's a big collection of like 6s out of 10.
Yeah.
You know, like it's in that middle point where it's like not egregiously bad to inspire weirdos and not so, good that it inspires weirdos. Like it's kind of an uninspired crop. Not to like bring anyone to task.
Yeah.
For it. Like it's our job to do stuff with this, not your job to, set us up. But it is a lot of 6 out of 10s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's fine. They can't all be X-Men.
They can't. If they were, we wouldn't have an industry, Gary.
Yeah, it would be pretty rough.
Yeah.
Like part of me wants to, like, I've thought about, you sit down and you think of cool ideas for things you'd want to do and you'll never do them because you're going to die. And then also you're doing a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't in school and doing podcast stuff and doing the blog, like part of me would like to sit down and do like a game by game examination of the X-Men games have been handled, because it is a really weird, until X-Men Legends, no one got any part of it really right, while some kind of good games came out of it. And like some of the games are really good. Like the X-Men NES game, nothing else needs to be said about that. But like the Genesis X-Men games are really good.
Yeah.
And I would relish the opportunity to replay those and kind of examine why and stuff.
You could do like dueling blogs and just kind of chart the treatment of Marvel superheroes in general, because like you could even say the same for like Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man has been really, and you could do that really interesting Spider-Man arcade game with Namor and Hawkeye and stuff. Black Cat. It's a really weird game. Spider-Man has been treated really until eventually it reached its apex with like, I was going to say the PlayStation 2 was the generation that like superhero games started working. Yeah. Like because you had X-Men Legends,
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2, Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Like it's like when everyone realized what, at least Marvel superheroes, no one's ever figured out how to make DC games good until Arkham. Right. And that's just Batman. It's not even like DC superheroes are good. Right. It's just a good Batman game. It's a separate thing. No one's made a good Aquaman game or Superman game.
It's a shame that we're never going to be able to, or it's that it's unlikely we're ever going to emulate Xbox games. I would love to do the Aquaman game for Xbox.
I've seen some footage of that. It's pretty out there.
Yep.
It's pretty rough.
Do that and Drake of the 99 Dragons. Like, just get it all in.
We talked about it, and this isn't really a spoiler because it's not on our schedule. Like we have our schedule planned for a long time. I really would like to do Spider-Man 2 at some point.
Yeah, I'm thinking about places we can fit that in. I would love to do that.
That's such a good game, and like you love movement mechanics and grappling hooks, and that game does it better than any game ever.
I know, right?
Like it is so just joyous to move around that city. Like.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out a sensible place to put that to where it doesn't preclude our ability to do kind of a more traditional open world kind of thing, because we have I know at least one big candidate that we're considering for that, and I don't want those to like preclude each other because I couldn't choose between them.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll be like a summer poll if we decide not to do an RPG poll. Yeah. Maybe we won't have to choose. We'll put up a couple different open world games.
Of Solomon.
Yeah, let's cut them all in half.
Yes.
So that's what we'll do is we'll just play the first half of all of them.
We'll play the first half of Solomon's Key.
Yeah. Or the first half of Spider-Man and the second half of the other game.
Yep.
And then just go from there.
Yeah.
The result of a confusing memo. Episode 105 of Watch Out for Fireballs.
We've done that before, at least on this show. Yeah.
But not the first half and last half, but not a centaur episode.
A cat dog, if you will.
Do you think centaurs are poised to like come back like as a fantasy thing? The way like vampires and archers and all that stuff? Like, you think like a sexy teen romance centaur book? Because remember when we did Horse Island on the show and Jenny clued us in on the fact that horse novels were for young girls to masturbate to? Yeah. And neither of us realized that. Like, it feels like there's an untapped market for like a Stephanie Myers out there to make a sexy centaur book.
I feel like that's a little bit too much of a taboo. I think that exists. I think that like, Kindle self-publishing has made that like a thing. I'm like,
well, I'm not saying that like there isn't a book out there where somebody fucks a centaur. Like I know. I'm just saying it's like a sensation, like a mainstream thing.
I just wanted to ease you into that gently as kind of a first premise, in case you hadn't considered that somebody right now is flicking it to a horseman.
Okay, I believe it.
Okay. Cool. So I don't want to break your heart all at once. I don't know, like maybe it seems
the centaur would have to be able to turn into a human. Like, that'd be like a were centaur. That would be the thing. And then, like at every full moon it turns into a human, and then on every leap day it turns into a reverse centaur.
Yeah.
Why won't you love me?
Yeah. No, and then it just turns into a different kind of livestock. So at some point he has a human top but a goat bottom, and he's a pan man.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I do a pan man. I was thinking the reverse still.
Yeah.
The only reverse I want is a reverse mermaid. It's the only reverse I can get behind. I'm a legs man.
The old switcheroo.
Yep.
Oh man. So thank you, Brian Castellano, for recommending this.
Thank you, Brian.
So, somehow you got us to admit that Gary's attracted to reverse mermaids.
Yeah. Well, like I'm not attracted.
You're not made of stone. At least not all of you.
Well, just exactly. I'm 99% not made of stone. Yeah. So thanks everybody. iTunes, Patreon,
suggest a game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up next, we have kind of a different one with the archive.org kind of DOS game revolution. Why don't we play a game about everybody's favorite biblical superhero, Onesimus?
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah. I'm familiar with Onesimus. Yeah. There's a YouTube channel that does like DOS platformers and has done an episode on Onesimus.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to playing Onesimus finally.
I'm not. It's actually quite bad. But we can play all these now because of Archive. So
yeah, so feel free, let the PC games fly, man.
Yeah.
People. Like Weird Old PC Games is an entirely different flavor, a new fresh hell to attend to.
Sam Baer, get on it.
Yep, exactly. Good night, everybody.
Good night.